So this is part 2 of the little cactus pot succulent. And in the part 1 of the video, I did all the top and showed you how to draw it out. And in this part, we're going to do the pattern on the bottom. And here's my final one, so you can see all the different texture and pattern. So I'm going to use my fine liner on this, and I'm going to color in and draw patterns. So the first thing I want to do is add a stripe. So all of our lines are curved, so my stripe needs to be curved too. So I'm going to follow that curve, and then I'm going to do a thinner one just like that. Remember, we're doing it curved, and in the top part here I'm going to do a V shape. So this is making triangles, and they're pretty wide, so you want to try and do them nice and even, and then as it goes off the edge like that. So in each one of these little triangles, then I'm going to make a smaller triangle. Just like that, and it starts on the line and goes up. We want to make sure we don't cross our lines, we're not touching. And then on the top part, we're going to do the same thing but upside down. So now they're little V's. Put them in there and try and remain even in your distancing. Just like that. Okay, and then in my little band I have here, I'm going to make squares. And now you guys can do any pattern you want. We always are doing patterns in class. So think about what patterns that you like. I've chosen just to do some kind of Southwest looking patterns, just to give it that authentic kind of look, you know. We want it to look Southwest. So I'm going to do another stripe here. And then in the bottom part, I'm going to do long stripes. And they're going to start out a little curved. And as I get towards the middle of the pot, they are going to straighten out. So you see here in the middle, they're straight. And then as I'm going towards the other edge, they're going to start curving. And that's a little tricky, but if you practice with your pencil, you can do it. Great. Now in my little squares, I'm going to do dots. So in each one, I'm going to do a little dot. And you know I love dots and polka dots. So I'm going to just do that. And you could come in and put a polka dot in each of your triangles. You know, it's up to you. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 3 little dots, and then curve back. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'm going to curve back the other direction 4 times. Do 3 little dots, and then curve the other direction, and do 3 little dots, and then just finish it up. And I like the way that turned out. So for my table, let's do some polka dots. So I'm going to start right here across the bottom so they're even. And I'm just going to draw dots and try and make them evenly spaced. And then between each one and above, I'm going to do another dot. So we create this pattern. Like that. Like this on this side, the same thing. You want to make little dots going up. So they're random, but they create a pattern. So between each one and down, I'm going to go like this, go across here. Hopefully I'll make it to the right side there, and just put in some polka dots. So when I come over and I watercolor paint this, it'll have a little interest. So the last thing I want to do is what's inside the pot here. You know, it's growing out of dirt. So maybe for this one, I'm just going to fill it in with lots of little dots. And I'm just going to do some stippling here. So it looks like my cactuses are growing out of some real dirt here. You could put a pattern in there if you want. On the other one, I did a stripy pattern. That is entirely up to you. So I like the way this looks. You can put something in the background if you want more pattern in the background. I personally think this looks nice the way it is. I'll probably paint a nice blue in the background and, you know, or whatever color you want. Think about Southwest colors, greens and oranges and burgundies and kind of the colors of the desert. So we want to get our paints out, and in the next video we're going to paint. So I'm going to set up here and stop the video, and then in the third part I'm going to finish painting it. So come back for that.